Well, one thing I hate to do when I'm feeling the way I feel today, and just the way I feel today, is to show my face. This is the sort of day where I stay in. I don't answer my phone. I wouldn't answer my door if somebody knocked on it, although no one will. Only friends who would forewarn me and I'd tell them not to come. I don't know, I just feel terrible. I've slept most of the afternoon. I did go for my swim. I tried going on the cross trainer thing and lasted maybe a minute and just knew I wasn't going to be able to do it, so I got into the pool and I swam gently in there and came home, sat in the armchair, put some music on, and the next thing I knew it was 5:30. I really feel like somebody's pulled my plug, and I don't feel at all positive. We're supposed to be going to see Laura Marling in concert on Friday, and I'm seriously thinking I'm not going to go. When I feel like this, I just don't want to be around people. I just want to hide until I feel better. And I don't know why I feel so bad. It's not just I think it's a combination of things. Mainly to do with this fucking disease of mine. This video is really uncomfortable for me to make, because I only want people to see the happy-go-lucky, oh isn't he brave Colin. But I'm not. Not all the time, it gets very tiring. And I get very fed up trying to juggle. You know, I have about 40 pills a day, 9 different drugs, and I seem to spend a lot of my time trying to get it just right. And you know, it occurs to me that that's maybe part of the problem. There isn't a just right. There are days when I'm going to feel okay and that I can accomplish, and there are days when I can't. And it's not because I did something wrong, which is what I still think. I still think on my bad days I've fucked up somewhere along the line. I got it wrong, and I need to find out how I got it wrong and how I fixed it. And that's old training from my family and old 12-step training. You know, you're as happy as you make up your mind to be. And if you're not feeling good, you've done something wrong. I don't bother with 12-step stuff anymore, but I was involved for very many years. And a lot of the ideas are ingrained in me, which is why I had so much trouble accepting medication. And you know, I didn't until the end of 2006 was when I first started to take medication. And I don't forget when I took the first drug, and the relief it gave me was astonishing. And I thought, fuck, I haven't felt like this for years. And within a few days I was at my doctor saying, these drugs are making me high, I think I shouldn't take them, I think I need to have something else. And she said, what do you mean? Why do you think they're making you high? And I said, well, because I feel really, really good. And she smiled at me and she put her hand, well, she got hold of my hand and held it. And she said, well, of course you feel really, really good. She said, because you're not hurting. Duh. I didn't really think about that. See, it's ingrained on me that you do not take drugs. My father was the same. Be a man. Take it like a man. And I think I take all this pretty well, myself. I really don't feel very good today. And I don't quite understand why. I feel quite sort of tearful and tired, despite the fact that I've slept all afternoon. And I just wonder if I'm going to get it right. I did have a bit of a shock this week in that I saw somebody far more progressed in their disease than I am, and they're completely immobile. They can't move their neck, they can't move their limbs. And the thing is, I try so hard and then I find I can't do anything. And I feel I can't talk about how I really feel, because oh, the poor me's, I don't want to be accused of that either. And you can't, do you know, that would be such an unfair accusation to make about me, because that isn't me. I get on and I fight each day. And it's such a struggle. I would just like to be able to just lay in bed and read a book. Or sit in my armchair and watch a film and watch it all the way through. I can't do any of that. If I take drugs that relax me enough, on top of the painkillers, then I fall asleep and I miss the film. I love watching films, and I can't watch them. Fucking Harry Potter I had to watch in 4 stages, and it ruins the film. Music I can listen to. I adore music. I've got all this knitting machine stuff sitting upstairs and a ton full of yarn. A room full of yarn, I mean. Do you know, I had no idea I was this upset about things. I don't know if I'm going to publish this video or not. But I think I should, because this is the thing that frightens me the most, is letting people see when Colin isn't all smiles and funny and the things people say I am. I'm not that person. I'm not this person either. I'm just ordinary. I'm not any different to anybody else. Do you know, I've got to 53 years old and there's never been a day in my life that has not been a struggle. from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, for one reason or another. And I can assure you my life is infinitely better today than it ever was. When I was a kid, it was just a matter of surviving. And if I'm honest, I do feel cheated. Like, this is unfair. And then when I think of people that I've been in therapy with, and I've been in various men's groups for, male victims of rape, and they're not still alive. They didn't have the strength. But I fought like hell. I was going to survive. I wasn't going to let those bastards pull me down. And I've ended up with a body that's falling apart and is racked in pain. And yeah, I can deal with it most of the time. I really can. I'm lucky. I've got a really good doctor. I have good medication. Do you know, I know so many people that have serious pain problems and they've got fucking wankers for doctors who won't prescribe them morphine or tramadol or gabapentin or anything right for fear of making them addicts. And as the chemist said to me when I first started taking them, but you're going to be on them for life, so what difference does it make? You're never not going to need them. So why worry about whether you're going to get hooked or not? And do you know what I do? There are days I just suffer the pain just to prove that I'm not hooked on them. Because I still let other people's fucking opinions matter. So, just trying to get my sometimes I feel just so incredibly self-centered, and that both our lives, John's and mine, revolves around me and my needs. Talk about being high maintenance. And John has COPD, and I tell you now, I'm terrified of losing him. As you know, we're going to get married on our 31st anniversary on July the 7th. We'll do a civil partnership, which, as was pointed out in a thing, is basically just a will. Because the powers that be won't recognise us as real people yet. Well, we've already done that with bloody powers of attorney. But you bet your life that the minute we're married, my pensions go. Because I'm married. I'll be married as regards benefits and tax and everything. They're just the fucking bastards won't call it that. But it's the one drawback to being in love with somebody and having been with them for so long. And I worry about it. I worry about my disease progressing. And if it progressed too much, John wouldn't be able to take care of me. It's hard to live within the day at times. Have you ever loved somebody that it terrifies you? It does me. And I know how I'm sounding. I do have a very good life. You know, we're financially secure. We have holidays. I mean, I have this fucking camera that I'm talking to you on. I have an Apple Mac, a laptop. I've got another one upstairs. An iMac, not a laptop, a big screen iMac. I've got several backups. I don't trust things. I've got several little backups and I back up everything myself. I don't trust anything like Timeline to do it properly. I do it myself. And I've got my car and I've got my dogs, and I've got very good dogs. Haven't got one pet here. Only a show person would understand what I meant by that. Of course, all dogs are lovable and are deserving of love and care, but what I mean is mine are very good quality dogs. You know, I've got a house full of models, not a house full of ordinary people. So, well, this is how I am sometimes, and I've decided I'm not hiding it, and I guess I will, with some trepidation and shame, publish this.